You're live. You
Am
want
I
to say hi?
live? Hold on here. Sorry. I got an error. I'm sitting there going, what the heck is this error now? Okay, cool. Hi. Hello. I'm Terry Samuels, and this is my wife, Elizabeth Samuels, and welcome to Tech Talk with T&E. It's been a few weeks since we've done this, but this one we felt was definitely needed, and we are going to get back on track next week. But this one is the big announcement for, at least for us for the year, is the official So to a live podcast today to go through some of the stuff that we've been working on and all that stuff for the conference. So, anyways, I think Elizabeth.
I think you're having some technical difficulties because you're kind of you're popping in and out.
Yeah, so are you.
Oh, I am.
Yeah. Great. So you're all blurry right now. Try turning off your camera.
Sure.
And turn it back on. I don't know. Sorry, people, for the. Anyways, while we're waiting, please go ahead and subscribe to our channels and all that good stuff. Follow us on Facebook, especially for all the announcements coming up. Here, hold on here. Elizabeth's trying to reconnect. Just a second. So, anyways, please ask us questions during this next hour around spring training and some of the stuff that we have going. It's a lot of the stuff is in place. A lot of the stuff is still tentative. So, but we've got 6 months to go until the actual event. So, we've got a little bit of time to make sure that we fine tune this thing to be the best. This is our 6th annual, which is very exciting. So there she is. So yeah, we've done this the past 5 years. We started this in 2019, I believe it was. Yeah, we just love doing this. So anyways, without further ado, Elizabeth, kick us off, please.
Okay, so, well, first of all, I want to talk about the Black Friday specials because apparently that's what everybody's talking about. It's always good to get things on a sale, get a discount, and we do have some specials. A couple of the things that I wanted to talk about, like you'll go through the schedule and the speakers and all of the fun stuff, but we do have a couple of different levels that people can jump in at. The business access is our general admission, and that's a really great place to start if you've never been to spring training. I know a lot of our fans and groupies who have been here before, they're ready to jump into the Tech Mastermind and the VIP, but you still get a ton of value and connection when you jump in at the business access level. So that's our basic ticket price. Tech Mastermind is for those that are a little bit more nerdy, a little more techie. They really want to get in and learn all the things and break all the things and see what they can get away with, like legally, of course. And that's totally like kind of an underground thing for those who've been the Tech Mastermind before. It's kind of Fight Club rules, like what happens in Tech Mastermind, you don't talk about in Tech Mastermind. It's not recorded. And it really gets into the nitty gritty. It's not just SEO. I mean, I know there's a lot more to it. You can probably speak to that. Is Tech Mastermind your favorite, or what's your favorite, Terry?
I think Tech Mastermind has always been especially the most popular. I love the VIP stuff. I like doing the events. I like doing offsite stuff. But yeah, I mean, the Tech Mastermind is the one that, especially if you've never been there before and you go there one time, you'll come back because it blows minds. It's crazy, some of the stuff that these guys and girls kind of share with us. And it's very specific. We give people more time than normal so they can definitely dive into the data and the stuff that they're talking about. But yeah, it's definitely one of my favorites, without a doubt.
Well, and the forum is great because it's very open. We encourage a lot of sharing. It's not like a presentation where somebody's like standing up on stage and telling you, oh, here's this and here's this and here's this. It's very interactive. Everybody kind of has their laptops out. A lot of people that you would not even expect to be super techie will pop off with something and be like, oh, well, did you try this? Or have you tried that? And it just blows everybody away. So it's definitely open sharing, no script, no recordings, really cool stuff. VIP that's the swanky option. And, we really try to go all out and do all the extras for our VIP attendees. And I know in the past we've done some baseball games with the Diamondbacks. They're going to be out of town at this particular time, so we're not able to do that. But I do have a couple of really cool things that I'm looking to put in play to really take care of our VIPs and say thank you. The great thing about that is the VIP level, it includes all of our speakers. So you're not only like having a good time and, getting to do swanky stuff, but you get to do it with the speakers. You get to talk with them, interact with them, pick their brain, learn all of the cool kids stuff. And it's really awesome. I know you're looking at for this next year, still doing breakout rooms, and we're looking at a couple of, I don't know if you really want to call it a lunch and learn, but other little kind of mini groups that we're looking to get together and connect. I'm still working on some of the promo stuff to get out there, but this Black Friday special is definitely the underground, get it before everybody else does.
And just as a caveat, let's see here. The VIP event only has like 7 tickets left. We almost pre-sold all those last year. The VIP event also includes the Tech Mastermind.
Yes.
So you get to have the whole gamut. So, but yeah, so that's the biggest one that we want to caution everybody on because it is almost sold out. But yeah, the spring training coupon code, I think it's $400 off every level.
Yep.
And which is the cheapest that we've done it in a long time. I think in the past couple of years.
Oh yeah.
Some of the biggest things, just to kind of throw out a tentative schedule, on Thursday is going to be the VIP day. We're looking at some morning workshop type stuff. And then in the afternoon, we're going to go out and play. Friday morning is the golf extravaganza, the 5th annual golf extravaganza. My favorite event, obviously, for the whole thing. But it's a lot of fun. You get to spend 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours with somebody that you probably don't know very well, and you get to know them really good by the time you're done. And then Friday afternoon is going to be the Tech Mastermind. Some of the things like Elizabeth mentioned, we're still going to do the morning stage and then the afternoon breakout rooms. That was a huge hit last year. We didn't get any negative response from that type of change. It was a definite change from normal events, but people seem to love it, and we've even had messages even in the past few weeks. Please do that again. The nice thing about the breakout rooms is they're more intimate. I give the presenters more time so they can do more of a Q&A type of workshop type of thing. A couple of the workshops last year actually did some, like build as you go type of stuff. So you can actually watch things. This year, the 4 breakout rooms we're looking at are going to be automation room, an AI room. We're also looking at an agency growth room and then an SEO room. So mostly on the local SEO site stuff. But the biggest thing is we also wanted to include automations and AI this time because it's on everybody's focus, and it should be. You should not be sitting back and sitting on your hands or whatever. You need to get in and see some of what these people are doing to not only make their agencies and their time more efficient, but really build out things to where it's just more doing the stuff while you're sleeping type of thing. So that's going to be a big deal. And then we're looking at 2 days conference. Last year we were 3 days, but this year we decided to go back to 2 days conference because we wanted to have the Tech Mastermind and the VIP day separate. We didn't want to include them like we did. We included the Tech Mastermind last year. This year also we're going to have an affiliate panel. We've got Craig Campbell and James Dooley coming over, and there's a third yet to be announced. So we're going to have a 3-person panel for affiliates, talking about affiliate marketing, especially now, talking about, maybe even flipping some websites and how to go about that type of thing. Kind of just take your SEO to the next level, so to speak. It's something I've been wanting to do every year, but I think this year, everybody's in the prime time because everybody's worried about, what's SEO going to be like in 6 months or a year or 2 years or whatever. But the affiliate side gives people more options, so to speak. Okay, so we're really excited about that. Talk about the ideas with the lunch and the venue a little bit.
So we chose a hotel down in Chandler, and it is a really nice, really beautiful hotel. It's an older hotel that has been renovated. So it has some tradition to it. It's over 100 years old, but they've modernized it. It's listed as a historic place. So it's, like I said, it's got some history. It's got some really unique things about it that we love. We actually did stay at the hotel. And that's one of the things that we like to do is we just want to stay as a guest to see what the experience is going to be like before we decide to contract with them, and not necessarily let them know who we are. Let's just stay and see what happens, right? And a couple of the things that we found that we thought were really super cool, other than the fact that it's a nice hotel, we were pleased with it. The price point is a lot better than it was last year. Definitely a lot better than it was. And they have on Friday and Saturday nights, they have like local people come in. So they have like free music. They definitely have a nice bar. That seems to be something that we like to do as a group when we have these events. Is not everybody likes to go out so much, but we like to hang out around the hotel, sit around the bar, have a few drinks, talk, really kind of get into it. Because technically we're all introverts, but you build up friendships and relationships at these events over the course of time. So nice hotel. It's a Crown Plaza. It does have the San Marcos golf course attached to it. So Terry doesn't have to travel very far for golf. I bet if he could, he'd sneak away for an extra game or an extra round here or there, right? Let me.
Yep.
Perfectly.
Trying to find me.
One of the things that is really cool is the area that it's in. It's historic Chandler, and within a 1 block radius or 2 block radius, they've got 35 restaurants and bars. So we thought it might be kind of fun. I love providing lunches, but this way people can kind of get out and experience a little bit more. So we're talking about giving a larger break for lunch, maybe a 2-hour break, so that you have plenty of time to go out, grab something. When I'm catering these events, it's always a challenge to make sure that I have something for everybody. People have different dietary needs. People have different tastes, and as great as catering is, it's just catered food. So this way, if people, want to get, a burger, or if they want to get tacos, or if they want a Mediterranean bowl, whatever, there's options. And like I said, it's less than a 2 block radius, and there's 35 places to go. So that's definitely a little bit different. Again, that's why we adjusted the pricing down on it. We've got a really good ticket price because we're not including that catering, and it gives a lot of people more time to mingle, chit chat, get to know each other, grab somebody you don't necessarily know and go out to lunch with them and pick their brain and figure out what they're doing with their business, their agency, and make connections. We really, really want to encourage that. Well,
and one of the things, and that's, being honest with everybody, we struggled with not having lunches because we do know the value of it. And we also know that as conference hosts, if you send people away for lunch and they come back, they either had a slow lunch or whatever, and they come back 2 or 3 hours later and then they miss part of the event. So this year we thought we'd do a longer lunch. We're even thinking about doing some lunch and learn type stuff. So if people want to grab something from the hotel restaurant or even go around the corner to a takeout place and come back, and sit there and listen and eat at the same time. So we're keeping our options open in that regard. But we do choose these venues for the networking. And I'm glad Elizabeth mentioned it, is because we almost have to stay there before we pick a place, because if you don't have a good experience and it's not an event type thing, then you're probably not going to have a good experience when the event actually occurs. Another reason why we got out of or came down to Chandler is not only because of the location of the resort, the golf course, all the restaurants and bars, but it's also about, I don't know, $140 a night cheaper than last year. So that we look at all that stuff because we know that it's not just about the ticket price. We know people have to get here, they have to stay here, they have to do all this stuff. So we really try to make sure that we look at the whole picture and not just at the ticket price, to make sure that it is value for everybody and all that kind of stuff. So like I said, anybody listening, if you got any questions about any of this stuff, please let us know. We're happy to answer questions for you. Anything else about the venue and the VIP or anything, or do you want me to jump into some of the
Well, I mean, the hotel amenities, obviously, the normal stuff, it has really nice courtyards. It has a pool. They have cabanas. Arizona has such great weather anyway, so that during your off times, you can totally hang out. We did eat on site on property, and the food was really good, and it was a really good price point. We travel for events as well. And, throughout the country, I can tell you sometimes, we go places and it's like, wow, that was a really pricey breakfast or a pricey lunch kind of thing. And one of the things we really loved about this location was the fact that it was reasonably priced. I mean, we ate breakfast in the hotel and I was like, wow, that was really, I don't want to say cheap, but it was really inexpensive and it was a good breakfast. So
big breakfast.
it was good. They don't charge you for parking. Part of our room block, we've negotiated to get the resort fees waived for the people that book under our block. They have, obviously it has a little, marketplace or a little hotel store, like if you need to get stuff, but literally everything is within walking distance. There's
bourbon.
tons of stuff.
So.
But that's definitely one thing I want. There's several little coffee places that are right there in that area. There's, Santan Brewing, I know, is probably going to be a really popular one. That's probably going to be pretty packed. But there's a couple of nice breakfast restaurants, even Jack in the Box. Like if you really want fast food, I'm not going to, tell you no. But yeah, a lot of really cool places that, Circle K close by within walking distance,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and like I said, the location is just perfect. And it's and we just moved down in this area. We were up in the Scottsdale area for years and never thought about down in this area. And when we found it, or not really found it, but kind of discovered it, it's like, wow, this would be a pretty cool thing to look at. So we did. We loved it. So yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So yep. I think it's going to be a good venue for everybody. So
I think so.
Yeah. Okay. So let me talk a little bit about who's coming. And the speaker list is not final yet. We've still got some openings. We're still going through some people, still talking about some different things. I'm trying, obviously, as a host, I've got help this year, kind of help me choose the speakers. We had a lot of requests again every year. We have over 50 requests to speak. And so we're still winding out some other ones, and we still got some people that we're still trying to get a hold of. So this speaker list that we'll talk about today is by no means confirmed as far as full, but the people that we talk about today have confirmed they'll be here, which is pretty awesome. So I mentioned Craig and James Dooley. They're coming over here from overseas. Craig spoke at a couple of our events, but I think this year they really wanted to do the affiliate panel. And I think it's such a good idea. So we're really looking forward to that. Adam Kroineister has never spoken at our event. We actually wanted him to speak last year, and he had last year we had a bunch of people that kids were on spring break. so we didn't get, we had a very hard time getting things scheduled this year. We're away from all that. But looking forward to Adam. Mads Singers is coming back. Mads is one of our favorite people. Talk about, somebody that'll show you how to hire and how to keep VAs and all this stuff. He's an amazing gentleman. We're excited to have him back. Herc Magnus is coming down. Herc and I have been friends for, 5 years.
I think longer.
Is it longer? So maybe.
I think so. I mean, you've used his software for forever.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, we're super excited Herc's coming. He was supposed to come last year, had some conflicts, wasn't able to make it. He was actually the first one that confirmed this year. So we're super, super excited to have Herc. Barry Page is coming over. Barry's just he's a stand-up guy. He's never spoken at our spring training events before. So he's coming over. Jason Hennessy from Hennessy Digital. He's going to be speaking. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. And I'm so excited he was able to fit us into his crazy schedule. But he's one of the largest agency owners in the country. And we're really, really blessed to have him coming.
Hey, I thought I was your favorite person on the planet.
Well, as far as SEO world. So anyways, Marie, you say her last name. Huh?
Marie Isace.
Yes, perfect. So I butchered every time. Marie actually spoke at the first spring training, and she hasn't been back since. But when we asked her, she jumped all over it. We were super friggin', just stoked to have her come back, which is awesome. We have, let me see here, Julie McCoy, or Julia McCoy, excuse me. She's coming over. She actually lives here in the Phoenix area now. She's in like an AI genius. So you don't want to miss Julie or Julia. Sorry, I keep getting that messed up. Let me see. Monique Rice is coming back. She spoke at the first spring training.
She's 2023.
Yep, and in 2023. So she's coming back. She's going to talk about some of the automations that her agency's doing. She also owns one of the largest agencies in the country. But some of the automations that she does, especially for people like us that have agencies, that's the type of stuff that we're focused on also this year. Garrett Alcott. Garrett's coming. He was supposed to come last year, again, conflicts, but he's coming. He's going to be part of the tech mastermind. If you don't know Garrett and some of the stuff he does, oh geez, you need to see it. Jordan Pierce. Jordan spoke at our first one. He came to 2023, didn't speak. But when we asked him this year, we were just, like I said, I was elated that he said he would do it and come back. As far as local SEO, he's the OG. He is the maps guy. We obviously have, Michael Merlino coming back. He's also a maps guy. But so we're putting a local team together for this breakout room that's probably going to be the best we've ever seen, especially around local. Let me see who. Brad Ferris. So Brad Ferris is coming. Brad is an agency owner. I think he's, easy 7 figures. I don't know if he's quite to 8, but he's coming over. He's, we saw him speak, and we were at a conference together in Gatlinburg. Great guy, has some great insights. So we're looking forward to him. And then Chris Walker from Legit, he's coming back. He spoke 2 years ago, 3 years ago. 2
years ago, 2023.
One of the most incredible just stories. He's built this Legit platform to be just an amazing platform. I love his stories. I love him talking about, all the different things that he does. So we're really excited to have him come back. We've got some old standards, Brian Kato, Holly, let's see here. Simon Cornelius is coming back. Simon's he's a friggin' nerd like me. Let's see. Ted Kubitis. Uncle Ted's coming. Uncle Ted might open us up this year. So, and Ted always does something different. So if you've never seen Ted, or if you've seen Ted speak, he never repeats himself, and he's probably the biggest tester on the planet. I don't think there's anybody that does any more testing than Ted does. But we're so freaking, he's an awesome guy. He's SEO OG, we call him. me see here. Brian Winham. So Brian's coming. Brian's never spoke at spring training before, and
He did the digital in 2020.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, he did the digital. A lot of people that did the digital. Sorry, I forget. We had 72 speakers on the digital. So, but yeah, he's coming back and he's gonna be talking about all kinds of cool stuff that he does. I love some of the stuff that he gets into. It makes you think outside the box when you're just doing regular SEO. Of course, Dan Kurtz will be here. Dan's one of the biggest freaking nerds in our industry, which is pretty awesome. Let me see here. Marty Marion. Yeah, Marty's coming back. Marty's actually probably going to do a workshop. So Marty's been wanting to do a workshop for a while. It'll probably be a 4-hour workshop. So we're looking at getting all that fine-tuned. That'll be before the event. So if you want to come and see Marty and really spend some time with Marty and what he does and how he does it, it's probably going to be the best event to come to see that. So one of the things that we love, Marty's been with us at 3 events. He's opened up 2 of them, 3 of them actually. And when we introduced Marty to the world in 2019, he kind of just took this industry by storm because people just never thought about marketing the way Marty teaches it. Last year, it was great to see. He spent a lot of time networking with people. He was always out there doing the things, making sure people were, understanding, and he was helping. That's the great thing about it. Gregory Ortiz is coming back. Gregory's just, as far as retention, as far as agency, he does some really cool stuff about helping agencies get unstuck. So he's going to be talking a lot about that type of stuff. And let me see. I think that's about it for the ones that we've confirmed. Chris Moore. Chris Moore is going to be our master of ceremonies this year. If you don't know Chris Moore, get with me. I'll introduce you to him. I don't know what to say about Chris. He's a coach. He buys a bunch of businesses. He's one of the people that is just so down to earth. Such a great guy. We're really excited to have him come and MC for us this year. Clint Butler is going to be our facilitator. He's going to be our master at arms. He's going to be making sure that everything stays straight and narrow. And obviously Clint will be, participating in a bunch of stuff too. So, but I think that's
if Miss Kimberly allows him to go.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, yep. Or bring Kimberly with him. Like I said, we talked a little bit about the Lunch and Learn. With sponsorships are open. We're going to be very specific about sponsorships this year. We had a little bit of negativity around some of them last year, so we're going to be a little bit more pay more attention to the sponsors. But it is a good opportunity. You get in front of the people there at the conference. Our conference is limited to 150 tickets. So with speakers and staff, we're looking at about 200 people. So there's only 150 tickets available. We know it's going to sell out. We hope it sells out for Black Friday weekend. That'd be cool. But the biggest thing is that, just don't sit on your hands on this. This thing's gonna be awesome. And the final day, we're looking at doing a Q&A, a conference Q&A. We'll let everybody know on that at the end also. Again, it's all based on timing. So when you schedule these things, you really want to make sure that you have enough time for people and you have enough time for people to get to where they need to go next and all that kind of stuff. So it's not just putting up a bunch of times and saying, hey, here you are. But yeah, so pretty cool. So that's all I had about that. Anything you got about that, Elizabeth?
Well, I don't know exactly what all people want to know. I'm putting together some of the videos from last year. We've always had really strong testimonials. Everybody who's come through spring training loves it. It's always been a really great time, tons of value and information. We always take very seriously the responses and everything that we get from people because we want to make sure we're giving back, that everyone is finding a nugget that is going to help them, the connections that they need to be a better agency owner and or, deliverable. So that's always what we use to gauge how successful we are, is how much everybody loves it, what they learn, and all the people that come back. So, it's going to be kind of exciting because we'll have several people from the first spring training back here, especially with Jordan and Marie and Marty. It's going to be a lot of fun to like reconnect with everyone. So many new people. We're always encouraging new people, share the information, get it out there. We hear about other events, and sometimes some of the bigger, more corporate events, they're not quite as on the cutting edge as far as technology of what we are. Just because I think that our group and the people that we connect with are really kind of see what we can do to push the envelope. Like, where is tech going? How can it help us? And how can it help our agencies?
Exactly. And that's, we all have to be paying attention to that nowadays, especially with the AI, all the different automation stuff. So we encourage you guys to come. Obviously, it's more than just an SEO conference. I think one of the biggest things this conference is known for is the networking, because we do put it at the forefront of where we do it at. Is there enough room? Are people going to be kicked out of somewhere at 10 o'clock at night? That type of stuff. Yeah. So we do that specifically on purpose, because I know that I believe that the networking side of everything and getting to know people and building up your network instead of your net worth is gold. So you come to these events, and I tell people to come to these events, one, with goals. What do you want to get out of the event? Be specific. If you want to meet somebody, if you want to hear from somebody, if you want to talk to somebody, be specific. I'm an introvert. And when I first started going to these things, I would just go up to my room after the event was over, and I'd play on my laptop. And I learned real quick that I was missing huge opportunities by not spending time down there. And just hopefully people will walk up to me. That's the way I was. I wasn't the kind of guy and said, "Hey, Elizabeth, I'm Terry." I was never that way. But when you start going out and people start seeing you, and people start getting comfortable around you, and you start asking questions, they're typically an open book. I know I've became friends with people in the bar that just, still today, I can talk to them and pick up the phone anytime I want and run stuff by them. Hey, I've got something I can't figure out, or this site seems to be doing something I've never seen before. Those type of resources are game changers, so, and when you get into something, especially if you have an idea and you want to expand on that idea around AI or whatever, come to the conference and talk to people about that. There's people there like Chad Michael. Chad Michael's going to be there. One of the best developer type guys there are, and Jordan Pierce. So these people are the ones that can help you take an idea to the next level. So don't just think that you're just coming just to make a few notes in your notebook and then turn around and go home. So I tell people all the time, if you came for a reason and you can't, for some reason, get that reason taken care of, whether you haven't met the person or you're afraid or whatever, come talk to Elizabeth and I. We'll help you. We'll introduce you to them. These people put on the pants the same way we do, and they agree to come to these type of conferences, especially ours, because they are going to be, putting stuff out there for you. They are going to be able to spend some time with you. But the one thing I do caution you on is be respectful. So we have seen a couple of people at some of our events that really get, I don't know what would be a good, aggressive. They get kind of aggressive in meeting people and spending time with people, and, let people, have fun and spread the wealth and do all that kind of stuff. Don't be over consuming. But I think the biggest thing when you start looking at these events is you start looking, ours is at the end of the year, this is a good time to buy tickets and events for tax write-offs for 2024.
Yeah.
And it's probably, Elizabeth and I, we've done that for next year. We've paid for events this year so we can write it off. But this is another one of those. So We encourage you to take a good look at it. Contact us privately if you have concerns or problems. We're currently helping people get over here to the States because of visa issues and stuff. So I'm not saying we want 100 of those, but if you're having some issues getting over here and you really want to come, contact us. We'll help you as much as we possibly can. So anything that you have, Elizabeth, to say or talk about?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I feel like I kind of touched on a lot. I know that in the past, we really do try to give a lot for agency growth, and I know not everybody is on that same path, and not everybody is looking to grow a big, huge agency. They may be smaller and want to stay smaller for a reason. And so I think that is an important reason to note why we did the breakout sessions, because that way, if you're not interested in agency growth, then you don't even have to listen to those speakers. We definitely take that into consideration. But we've had some super, super great sponsors in the past, and we've allowed them to have sponsor booths. And, they tend to bring swag for everybody. So I feel like it's a win-win. My attendees get lots of really cool swag. They get to see and hear from different sponsors. Sponsors get to promote their SaaS and or, their products. So that's definitely always a really big part of it. That I like to highlight. I know High Level came last year. They had such ridiculous, amazing giveaways. I mean, they were given high quality Apple products, So I definitely encourage that. I think everybody in attendance got at least 1 or 2 shirts from High Level. So they were super generous and really great people. We had a really good time integrating them with the conference. So I appreciated that.
Yeah. One other caveat, you're not going to live stream and record.
Yeah, you know what? We really tried because I wanted to be able to, the people that couldn't make it in person, I wanted them to kind of feel like they were there. But the the technical difficulties were a little bit more than I anticipated, or my tech team anticipated. So, we'll look at doing recordings to play back later. And one thing I do want to mention is, the recordings from previous conferences, like I would say a good 4 months solid after the event, everybody's digging in, diving in, rewatching, and that's really great. But there is a point where viewers fall off, and I can't always have those videos available for forever because I do have to host them. So I would say recordings are great for a few months afterwards, but it's not for forever.
Yep.
But
exactly. And so we're not going to do it this year. So I hate to say it, and I hate to be kind of, forceful, but if you don't come, you're not going to see it. So that's the bottom line. So it was probably the biggest nightmare last year. And we've done live stream before. We had a huge thing before. It's just not something that I would rather just go back to the way we first started SEO Spring Training, no recordings. And that way it encourages people to come. So please take advantage of the Black Friday deal. It ends next Tuesday after Cyber Monday. We probably won't do many deals this year. So we know we're going to sell out. We want people to come. If you really want to come and whatever, you can't afford it or whatever, contact us, let us know. We've got 6 months. Maybe we can work something out with some kind of payment system or whatever. But again, don't sit there and think that we're going to all of a sudden come out at the end and do recordings, because we're not. So, or live stream. So please, I encourage you guys it's the first week in May 1st through the 4th. We know we're outside spring training and all the other stuff. We specifically did it on a weekend. Saturday and Sunday is the actual event. So we hope we don't hit too many family things. One of the things about this event, it's in freaking Arizona. So come out early, stay late. We have a lot of people that did that last year. They went up to the Grand Canyon, they went to Sedona, they went down to Tombstone and Bisbee down south. There is a ton of stuff to do here in Arizona. It is a good vacation spot to bring people. It is a good big, place to bring kids. If we know that your wife and kids are coming, we can help you guys decide and find stuff to do. The resort's going to be awesome for kids, and wives or spouses, excuse me. Don't want to make it sound like everybody's male, but the biggest thing is we just want to make sure that we provide value for everybody, not just you, but we include your families and spouses too. So don't hesitate to contact us with any questions, any concerns. We're gonna be promoting this thing over and over for the next week, just because we want to make sure that people get to it. If you are a speaker and you hear this, podcast, we encourage you to also go out to your members and your groups and everything and tell them about this Black Friday special. I know I'm very highly filtered with Facebook. So even though I've got 5,000 friends, I think only 100 people see my posts. But we're really trying to get this out there, because we did have some people come in late last year that said they either didn't know about it in time or whatever. But we're trying to make sure that everybody knows about it in time this year. So
I got a question for you. Yeah. I know most all of these speakers personally. Who is your favorite? Who are you most looking forward to connecting with?
Mine's a little bit at where I'm at. I'm really interested in the affiliate panel. I'm really interested in a couple people we're going to bring in to talk about equity plays. I'm looking at the next level for me, for Solterra, for me personally. I know I can, do all the great stuff in SEO and everything, but I want to start focusing and getting myself out of the way over the next 12 months. I love my affiliate sites. I love my lead gen sites and stuff like that. I want to get into more flipping websites. So that's kind of a personal thing for me, is I really want to go to the next level. So I'm super excited about meeting James Dooley. I've been fanboying him for a long time. I hear I'm going to have a hard time understanding him, but I'm sure Campbell will, kind of translate for me.
You're expecting Craig to interpret for you? That's fantastic.
And then Jason Hennessy. I've bought both of Jason's books. I've again followed him. He's just an incredible business owner. Has built an incredible brand, and niche down. I mean, that's the whole thing. I'm really big on niching down, and so I really like to see super successful people. Patrick Shannon's coming again this year. He teaches that type of stuff. And so we're really looking forward to that type of scenarios for me, anyways. But there's some great freaking people coming that I've never met them personally. Julia, she speaks all over the freaking place, and it's all based on AI.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to just blow everybody away.
Love it.
So I think that's the biggest thing that me personally, Barry Page and I have been in men's groups and stuff in the past. So I've never met him personally. So he's going to be I don't know. I'm really excited about the speaker lineup, and we still have probably 6 or 8 more to go. And those are just going to be another bang on asset. So it's going to be really freaking cool. Friday night is the welcome reception. So everybody's got to be in Friday night ready to rock and roll. I think it's like 6 o'clock. I think we're going to do the welcome reception. You don't want to miss Elizabeth's welcome receptions. We have a blast. So.
Well, I think it's just a really great way to kick it off. And we've been really intentional on the schedule we do the VIP first. Let's get our VIPs in. Let's show them how special they are. Let's show them how much we love and appreciate them. And then the tech mastermind. And then from the point of the welcome reception, absolutely everybody is welcome, encouraged. So you'll be able to mix and mingle with all the speakers as well. Even if you don't get the higher price tickets, don't even stress about it. You'll still be at the welcome reception to say hi to everybody, connect. You're right. Mix and mingle. I'm all about that. So, we'll have some appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, however you want to say that. We usually do a cash bar. It's right there at the hotel on property. And that's just a really great way to start and kick everything off. Let's have a nice big party to welcome everyone. And then, the event itself, I have no clue. I can't even leak out any secrets of what we're doing for swag, but I can assure you it's going to be something pretty awesome because, my whole team is all about the swanky stuff. You know that. But
yep. I think it's like I said, it's it's a don't miss event for sure. So, reach out to us. Let us know if you have challenges or, if you have even ideas. So tell us something that, that you would like to see, maybe not be able to implement at this time, but maybe next year. So each year we try to do things better and different. We like the morning stage and the afternoon breakouts. So we say, okay, well, let's do an affiliate panel. So every year we try to do something different depending on where people are at with their walk or their growth, whatever you want to call it. And there's people there that were speakers in the past that obviously they're not speaking this year for one reason or another, but most of it's just because we have so many requests to speak. We really, like I said, it's not easy picking 30 speakers out of 60 or 70 requests. So and we take a lot of pride in introducing new speakers to people. That's, the Marty Marians and all these people that, we kind of brought forefront to the, especially American conferences. And we take a lot of pride in that. So, unfortunately, some people kind of get mad at me because I didn't ask them to speak, but sorry, I'll blame Kato. So
no, no, don't blame Brian. I completely understand. And obviously, because I see the back end of everything, but you're right. There is a lot of pressure. Like we always kind of joke that you're in charge of the speakers and the schedule and I'm in charge of everything else. But a lot of people don't realize like what pressure that is for you to not only pick speakers that are going to be good, that are going to perform, that are going to have valuable information that people want to hear, that are going to interact with all of the guests and attendees. But you also have to balance that schedule so that, it kind of flows. There's nothing worse than like having it jump from one place to another. So I know that when you do put the schedule together, you're intentional. Like this topic is going to flow into this topic, and then it's going to flow into this topic. And it's not just, plugging in Lego blocks wherever they fit. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%. So I mean, it's something that we work. I get away and work on this stuff. We worked on in Hawaii because I'm away from all my daily duties, and I can put more focus on, picking out, the time schedules, and I love it, but it is stressful. And unfortunately, I do upset some people, not on purpose by any means whatsoever. But I hope they understand that just because they weren't asked this year doesn't mean that, they won't be asked again. It's just, it depends on the type of flow. This year, we put in AI and automation. We didn't have that last year and the year before. Right. A lot of that stuff was done on the tech mastermind side. But because now it's so mainstream, we felt we had to add something like that to help people get a better understanding of where they're at and what they can do with all this stuff. And I just think it's super important that you keep up with everything. You just don't go out and say, hey, everybody, here's local SEO, or here's, franchise SEO, whatever. But I do think that we do a very good job in doing that type of stuff. We get a lot of compliments on it. So please, if I didn't ask you to speak, don't hate us. It's not personal whatsoever. We love you guys. There's not one speaker that we've ever had at our conferences that we have on a blacklist or anything like that. But like I said, we just want to make sure that we're providing, all kinds of different resources and new spots for people to come on and speak, to introduce to our family that I say, so.
Yeah. Well, it's a challenge because, we definitely want to not just have the same speakers every single year. Like I love you guys. You know, my friends that I've connected with and met at the conferences really do mean a lot. But it's not just me. Like if I could just have my friends and just do a conference with my friends all the time, that would be great. But I have to think about everybody else. I have to think about every attendee in the audience. I want to make sure everyone walks away with something, you know,
For
some
sure.
valuable piece of information that, or a connection that will make a difference. So that's all.
I agree. So hold on here.
I have not been checking to see if anyone is even listening or has any questions or wants to.
Okay, so there's the QR code for anybody that wants to snap
That's such an archaic way of sharing
it.
that. Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't in time to get it the way I wanted it. So sorry about that. But just like Elizabeth says, I'm the most techie guy in the freaking world to be a tech. So.
You are the least technical tech person I have ever met, and that's how I say it.
Okay. Anyways, thank you everybody for joining us. Please reach out if you have any questions. Get those tickets. I'm telling you, this one's going to be different than all the others, as great as the other ones were. But we're really ramping this thing up for our 6th annual to make sure that we can provide even more value than we typically do and gain more friends to our family. That's the biggest thing we talk about. So.
Yep.
Thank you, everybody. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns, and have a wonderful week. Happy Thanksgiving.